everyone. Today we are going to do a 20-minute resistant band workout. It is short and sweet and very focused on the glutes and the core. You are going to need a resistance band, either a fabric one or a elastic one, absolutely fine, plastic elastic, and a mat. So we're going to get going. We're going to start with a brief warm-up and then we're going to go into our exercises for today. We're going to start with swinging our arms overhead. Just going to warm up that body before we get it working. Today's session is all very controlled on the mat, low impact. You can get sweaty if you work hard at it, but it's very low impact, resistance, strength and conditioning. Okay, keeping a soft knee, tailbone tucked under. We're going to bring the arms over in front and out to the sides. That's it, brilliant. Okay, keeping your hips facing forwards. We're going to rotate to each side, just warming up that spine. Really important to get the body warm before work. And then after a few rotations, allowing your hips to follow through. Brilliant. Okay, take your hands onto your hips. We're just going to hinge at the hip, keeping a little bend in that knee, hinging over, pushing up through the hip. So you're opening out the hip. Feeling the stretch down the back of the hamstrings. Coming over, pushing your bottom out behind you. We'll go for one more. Okay, brilliant. We're going to warm up the legs, so we're just going to step across, opposite hand to opposite toe on one side. So not quite a lateral lunge, but a lateral step across. Bending the knee of the leg that you're touching the toe of. And we'll go for one more. And then coming to the other side of the mat and stepping across into the other leg. Opening out those hips. Feeling it in the hamstring and the inside of the thigh. Okay, let's go for one more. Brilliant. And we are going to then come into some gentle squats. So sitting down into your bottom, hips up behind you. Don't take it too low. Just coming down into your bottom, squeezing up through your heels, sending those hips back. So if you're sitting down onto a chair, coming up. Lovely, let's go for two more. Brilliant. Right, get your band ready. Let's take it around the knees to start. I'm going to set my clock so we don't lose track of time. And we will get going with our first exercise. Where is it? Right, here we are. Okay, so we're going to come down onto all fours. We're going to do a glute kick back to start with. So toes into the mat, engaging your tummy to spine. You are going to keep your nice flat back. And we're going to squeeze up on one side. Okay? So you're squeezing up on one side, keeping a flat back, square hips, and squeezing up against the resistance. Imagine the sole of your foot going straight up to the sky. So keeping a 90-degree bend in the ankle. And nice flat back. Great stuff. We're going to do one more. And and resting there. Just give your little wrists a roll, and we're going to come back down onto the all fours, and we're going to go with the other side. So reposition, tummy to spine, body weight in your arms. We're squeezing up with the other leg. Keeping your back as flat as you can, hips nice and square. Really feel that resistance against the band. Great glute strengthening exercise. Squeezing back, sole of the foot to the sky, keeping a bend in that ankle. The ankle needs to be flexed. Squeezing it up. Let's go for one more. Good, and resting there. Next up, we've got side leg lift. So you're going to come down onto the mat, and you're going to take the band around the ankles. You're going to get your ankles in line with your hips, in line with your shoulders, and we're going to take that top leg up. So we're resisting against the band, coming up to the sides. Nice gentle movement. You can either be on your elbow, you could have your hand on your head here, or you can take your arm out and lie flat on your side. Really gives you focus on the leg lift. So do whichever you feel comfortable doing. And you're going to really feel this in the side of the leg and the glutes. Keep lifting up, squeezing against the resistance. Okay, and resting there. Oh yes, I can feel the burn. Coming over to the other side. Again, getting your whole body aligned. Ankle in line with hip, shoulder, either hand on your head with your hand in front here, and coming up into your side leg lift. Or you can have your arm out. You can really think about the lifting of that leg straight up. Keeping the leg straight. Great stuff. Squeezing it up. Brilliant. Feeling the burn. Nearly through. If you feel it gets too much, you can sit out for the last few repetitions, but gradually building these as you go. So each time you do them, adding in a few more. One more. Good. And resting there. Okay, we're going to ditch the band for the next one. We're going to come onto all fours. So, with this one, we're working balance and core strength and glutes. It's a double whammy. Okay, so onto all fours. Tummy to spine, toes into the mat. We're going opposite arm and opposite leg. Out to balance and back in. Okay, so we're squeezing out and coming back in on one side. So you want to get that balance of your arm and leg out in a line, not rocking the hips, not rocking the body, keeping nice and strong through the core. Finding that balance before you come back down. Okay, so make sure you're stable and then return. Okay, give that little wrist a roll, so I appreciate your body weights and your arms a lot for this one. We're coming onto the other side, so toes back into the mat, tummy to spine, and we're going to go out, opposite arm, opposite leg, on the other side, keeping that balance. Bringing the knee back down to the mat. Coming back in when you're ready, when you've found that balance through the core. Good. Keep squeezing out. Feeling strong through that core. Holding it until you found your balance. Keep breathing. and resting there. Excellent. Okay, next up, we are going to take the band onto our knees. You can also do this one without the band, so work with what you have got. We're going to come onto our back and we are going to do an alternate toe tap. So you're coming down to the sides from a 90-degree angle, resting, stretching out against the band. So bring that toe to the mat, keeping that lower back on the floor. So again, working with what you've got core strength-wise. You can regress it a bit by keeping the knees 90 degree and just bringing the leg down. If you can work against the band, bringing that toe out, working that lower core, keeping your back on the mat. Good, and resting there. Excellent. Okay, and then we are going to come into a glutes bridge. So staying in that position, arms out to the sides, we are going to squeeze up, engaging the pelvic floor, all the way up, tightening the glutes, and then slowly coming back down. So you're squeezing up all the way, tightening the glutes, and relaxing back down. To make it a little harder, bringing your arms up, so you haven't got the floor to push against, and coming back down. Thinking about your breathing, inhaling as you're on the bottom, exhale, and lifting up, squeezing the glutes. Great stuff. Let's go again. Let's go for one more. And resting there. Brilliant. Okay, next exercise. You might find you want to do this without the band, that's absolutely fine, but we're coming from a 90-degree angle with your leg out in front of you, okay? So just keeping that lower back flat on the mat, coming out. If it feels too strong on your lower back and your core is weak, you can just regress it to tapping down with the whole foot. So work with what works for you. Oh, there's a full leg extension, engaging that core to spine, keeping your back flat on the mat. Really getting that core working. Great stuff. Last one. And resting there. Brilliant. Okay, we're going to go through a second round. So we're going to come onto all fours, starting those exercises again. Coming into glute kickbacks, so toes into the mat, engaging your tummy to spine, so drawing in that core, and we're going to squeeze up on one side. So taking the knee away from us, sole of the foot to the sky, keeping that bend in the flexing the ankle 90 degrees, keeping your back nice and flat, squeezing up, working those glutes. Brilliant. Really feel that in the glute. Also in the hamstring. Bringing that knee back down to the mat. Going at your own pace. Okay, let's go for one more. Brilliant. Okay, giving the wrists a little roll, and then we're going to go on to the other side. When you're ready, tummy to spine, toes into that mat, and lifting up back. Sole of the foot up to the sky. Great stuff. Squeezing back. Really feeling it in that glute. Bring that knee back down to the mat. Squeezing up. Good stuff. Let's go for one more. And resting there. Okay, Coming down onto your side, taking that band around the ankles. We've got the leg burners. So we're going to come down, ankles in line with hips, in line with your shoulders, either your head on your hand, and we're going to come up with the side leg, up to the side, squeezing up. Relax your head on your arm if you want to really focus. Squeezing up against the band. This one builds, it feels very doable to start with, and depending on the resistance, the strength of your band, it can feel very intense by the end. So squeezing up against the band, excellent. A couple more, and resting there. Let's come over to the other side and get everything aligned, ankles, hips, shoulders, and we're coming up with the other leg, squeezing up. Feeling that resistance. Feeling the burn in the outside of the leg. Brilliant. Really feel it. Squeezing out against the band. Great stuff. Got a few more, and then we're going to move on to our next exercise. Last one. Good, and resting there. Oh yeah, feel that on the outside of your thigh. Okay, taking the band off, we're going to come onto all fours for bird dog. So again, can't believe we're back here already. We are going to bring the tummy to spine, and we're going to come out to the sides, keeping that balance. Okay, so squeezing out, finding your balance before you return to the mat. Good. You can also use the band for this too. Once you feel strong with your core, you can add the band in and push away with the band on. Keeping those hips nice and square. And resting there, giving your wrist a roll. Then we're going to come out onto the other side. So toes into mat, tummy to spine. And then we're going to bring our arm and leg out, the opposite side. Finding that balance before you return to the mat. Great stuff. Squeezing away. A few more repetitions. Keeping that back nice and flat. Working that core. Last one. Brilliant. Okay. We are going to come onto our back. Bringing your band onto your knees, lying down, knees at a 90-degree angle, and we're going to take that toe down to the mat. So toe tap to the mat. Engaging your tummy to spine, so think about drawing your lower back onto the mat. Really concentrate on this one. Drawing that lower back back. Brilliant stuff. So toe is coming to the mat. Keep breathing. You should feel this in your lower core. If you feel it in your lower back, rest there. Build on this one slowly. Last one. Good. Resting there. Having a moment, and then we're going to come up into the glute bridge. So thinking about engaging the pelvic floor, core, tightening the glutes. We're going to inhale, and I want you to tighten everything. On the exhale, lift up, squeezing up all the way to the top, nice and tight, and then slowly releasing down. So inhale, tighten, exhale and lift, all the way up. Really tighten those glutes and coming back down. Inhale, exhale, tighten, lift everything up, and then squeezing back down. Sorry, relaxing back down. Inhale, tighten, exhale, drawing up through the glutes nice and high, and then relaxing on the way down. Brilliant stuff. Let's go for the last one, all the way to the top. And resting there. Brilliant. Okay, keeping that band around the knees, we're going to either drop the foot to the floor, sole of the foot, or we're going to do a full leg extension. So working with what you've got core strength wise, keeping your back on the mat. Let's go. So you're either coming down with the band, really concentrate on that lower back. Keep your hands away from your lower back. If you're having to support it here, that's not right. Regress it down to this, okay? So work with the core strength you've got, supporting that lower back, using your core. We've got a few more repetitions and then we are done. Great stuff. One more. And resting there. Brilliant. Fantastic. Okay. Taking the band slowly off your ankles. And I want you to come up to standing in your own time. We're just going to stretch up that core. So we're going to reach up nice and tall, bringing one leg over the other, pushing away from that hip, coming out to the sides. Just feeling that stretch down your side. All down here, lovely stretch across. Coming back to centre, reaching up really tall, swapping legs, pushing out against the other hip, through the side of the core. And then coming back up to centre, reaching up really tall, hinging at the hips, coming down, feeling that down the back of the hamstring, and then slowly coming up to standing. Thank you for joining this session. I've got online courses on my website if you want to find a strength course to suit you. There are beginners courses through to progressive strength courses. And please keep tuning into my YouTube channels for another session again soon. Thank you.